Hello friends, myself Dr. Pramod Phatak from Department of Chemistry, late Pushpa Devi Patil Arts and Science College, Risu. We continuously see the unit second and from the unit second part A, that is the crystal field theory. Lastly, we have seen the factors affecting on the crystal field splitting in octahedral field and some introduction about the strong field ligands and weak field ligands. So this is explained in the spectrochemical series. So today we will see the spectrochemical series. Ligands can be arranged in a series in the order of their increasing splitting ability. The arrangement of the ligand in the increasing order of their field strength on the basis of spectral data, and this is known as the spectrochemical series. Means here is the different types of ligands which uh, you have to see in this series. So this is the spectrochemical series. Here is the iodine is the most weak and here CO is the more strong. So this is CO is the strong field is greater than Cn minus is greater than C6H5 minus is greater than CH3 minus NO2 2 minus dipyridine is greater than En is greater than your ammonia is greater than ADTA is greater than NCS minus and is greater than your aqua molecule is greater than C2O4 2 minus is greater than OH minus and urea is greater than F minus is greater than N3 minus is greater than Cl minus is greater than SCN minus. Here is the SCN means sulfur is the donor. Here NCS is N is the donor atom. S2 minus is greater than Br minus and is greater than I minus. In last lecture we have seen Cl minus, H2O minus, NH3 and Cn, the four examples of these four ligands. So this is the spectrochemical series which suggests the CO is the strong field ligand and I means halide is the weak field ligands. So I minus is the weakest ligand while CO is the strongest ligand. This series is applicable the metal ions in common oxidation state. The strong field of the ligands like NO2 minus, Cn minus and CO is due to their pi bonding ability with the metal ion, where the metal donate electrons from filled T2G orbitals to vacant pi antibonding orbital of ligands. Such ligands are called pi acceptor ligands, and the halides are arranged according to their electrostatic effect. That is, I minus is lower than that of Br minus is lower than that of Cl minus is lower than F minus. The ordering of series can also be done based on the nature of the donor atoms in the ligands, that is increasing sigma donation as follows. Means commonly you can say the spectrochemical series is likewise this one. So most weak field is the your halide donors. Halides means chlorine, bromine, iodine is the weak. Then from the oxidation donors, okay, is greater than that of halide donors is oxidation. So and nitrogen donors is greater than that of oxygen donors and the carbon donors is greater than that of nitrogen. Means the carbon donors are strong field than that of nitrogen and nitrogen is strong than that of oxygen and oxygen donors is strong than that of halide donors. So this is the spectrochemical series which suggests the weak ligands and strong ligands. Now we will discuss the crystal field stabilization energy. Okay, that is the CFSE value. When the ligand approach of central metal ion, Then repulsion between the ligand electrons and the d orbital electrons of central metal ion. The ligand approach of the central metal atom along the axis or between the axis. When a ligand approach a central metal atom, the d orbital split into two sets, that is the Eg and T2g. The gap between T2g and Eg is called a energy gap or crystal field stabilization energy. Okay, the gap between the T2g and Eg is the del octahedral or 10 dq, means that is the CFSC value of that particular compound or complex. So here is the formula for to measure or to calculate the CFSC values of octahedral and tetrahedral complex. So first one is for the octahedral. CFSC is equal to minus zero point 0.4 T2g orbitals. N means the number of orbitals which are present in your d orbital or in T2g orbital. Okay, in T2g orbitals means minus 0.4 into uh, n number of T2g orbitals plus plus 0.6 n number of Eg orbitals in del octahedral plus MP. MP means this is the pairing electrons. Okay, pairing electrons or pairs of electrons present in that splitting of d orbital. So this is the or nothing but this is in del octahedral or in dq means minus 4 and T2g plus 6 Eg. This is in dq. Likewise same in tetrahedral, minus 0.46 n number of present in e orbital and plus plus 0.4 number of orbitals in T2. This is the tail tetrahedral plus pairing electron. Likewise for the dq, this is the minus 6 n number of E plus plus 4 n T2 for the tetrahedral complex. This is the formula for to calculate the both the values. In octahedral complex, every electron entry in T2g orbital stabilize the complex by 0.4 del octahedral amount, and every electron enters in Eg orbital destabilizes the complex by 0.6 del octahedral of energy. And likewise the same in tetrahedral complex, every electron enter in E orbital stabilize the complex by 0.46 del tetrahedral amount, and every electron enter in T2 orbital destabilize the complex by 0.4 del tetrahedral amount of energy. So this is the calculation of del octahedral or 10 dq. Here is the one example of chromium H2O6 2 plus. Okay, so chromium is in 2 plus oxidation state, so that's why the case is D4 or system is D4 system. Here H2O is the weak field ligand, so electronic configuration is T2G 2 Eg1. Okay, so the your formula to calculate CFPC is minus 0.4 del octahedral into 3 orbitals in this T2G and Eg plus 0.46 is the minus 0.6 del octahedral is the CFSE value. Okay, likewise in FeCN6, this is the strong field ligand. So in this case the strong field means D6 case, and D6 case means every electron in T2G orbital. So 0.4 into 6 plus 2p is the minus 2.4 del octahedral. This is the calculation of del octahedral or 10 dq. This is the case is strong field, and this is in okay when system is d1 d2 d3 d5 d6 d7 d8 d9 d10, then when weak field 1 2 3 by Hund's rule, the uh, orbital filling is obeys the Hund's rule. Okay, and in strong field like this one, and in tetrahedral complex. Okay, this is the case for each of the strong field and weak field in octahedral and tetrahedral. Now applications. CFSC helps to explain the deviations that occur in the heat of formation of transition metal address. It useful to predict whether the resultant complex will be high spin or low spin, hence stereochemical preference. CFSC has a helpful to explain deviations that occur in the lattice energy of the divalent, trivalent, uh, and tetravalent halides. So these are the applications. Now limitations of CFT. CFT gives total emphasis on ionic bonding and partial covalent character of metal ligand bond is not considered. CFT considers only metal ion in d orbitals without giving any consideration to other metal orbitals such as s and p. Means this is the limitation of CFT. It only emphasizes or considers d orbitals. It has not considered ligand orbitals. Okay, it doesn't consider the ligand orbitals. Therefore, there is interaction with metal orbitals are not explained at all. Pi bonding in complexes is not considered through it plays an important role in complex formation. Okay. It fails to explain the relative strength of ligands. It fails to explain the relative strength of ligands. This theory fails to account for the charge transfer spectra. It fails to explain about the charge transfer spectra, and the Neoplastic effect, that is the cloud expansion effect, is not properly explained by this theory. These are some limitations of CFT which we will discuss in this lecture. Now the here your unit second, and from unit second the part A crystal field theory is completed here. Now part B, the electronic spectra, that part we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you.